Lamb fam. Let's go.
Man, that Silicon Valley Bank debacle came with the swiftness. Let's talk about it. And if you're not a made member yet, go to teamlmoney.com. Go ahead and sign up for one of our 3 tiers, and let's start making these gains together. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm, and it helps the Lamb fam get stronger. Let's go. So, Silicon Valley Bank was founded in 1983 after a poker game, okay? And it's been one of the biggest banks that funds venture capitalists and these big tech companies. They've been doing it for a long time. In fact, more than 2,500 venture capitalist firms banked there, and so did a lot of tech executives. And mind you, it fell in less than 48 hours. To understand how this happened, we've got to talk about interest rates. Since 2008, they've been pretty low, sparking a venture capital boom and some other silliness. There's been a lot of things going on for a long time, and it got worse during the pandemic when the money printer just went brrr. Thank Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who settled on 0% interest rate policy, or ZIRP. So if you are, let's say, a bank specializing in startups, you know what ZIRP world does to you? Well, Lamb fam, according to the most recent annual filing from SVB, bank deposits grew as IPOs, SPACs, and VC investments and so on went on this crazy pace. And that's cool for the companies because they're making money hand over fist because of this boom, but it's not good for the bank because they rely on loans and stuff to actually raise money, and they weren't doing that. So this is a problem for the bank. You know, loans are an important way to make money, so Silicon Valley Bank bought government securities. This is a fine and steady way for SVB to make money, but it also meant it was vulnerable to interest rate hikes. And interest rates went up. Powell started cranking up rates to slow inflation and told Congress that they can get as high as 5.75%, and that is a lot higher than zero, my friends. So here's the problem. Silicon Valley Bank, they got a bunch of assets that are now worth less money if the interest rates go up. And it also banks on startups, which are more plentiful when interest rates are low. Essentially, these banks managed to put themselves in double trouble. So when the interest rates rose, the venture capitalists stopped flinging all their money around. Startups started drawing down more of their money so they could pay expenses, and SVB had to come up with the cash to make that happen. That meant the bank needed to get liquidity, so it sold $21 billion of securities, resulting in after-tax loss of $1.8 billion. Okay, it also came up with a plan to sell $2.2 billion in shares to help shore itself up. And soon after that, it was the rug pull, guys. Okay, I mean, one company alone withdrew $42 billion in deposits on March 9th. That's in one day. That's a quarter of the bank's total deposits in one day. Okay, it was over the next day. The share sale was canceled, and Silicon Valley Bank tried to sell itself. Then the regulators stepped in. Now, what I find crappy about this whole thing is that the CEO, Greg Becker, he knew about all this, and he was telling people to, hey, hang on, let's not worry about it. But it turns out he also sold $3.6 million in shares in Silicon Valley Bank's parent company on February 27th. All right, this is a prearranged sale. He filed the paperwork on January 26th. Does seem like curious timing, I gotta say. He was aware of his own balance sheet and the director of a regional Fed bank. He had to know Fed was going to keep raising interest rates. I mean, I knew it, so he better have known it. And that's all she wrote at that point. I mean, everybody started pulling out, and the bank tanked, as you can tell. I even saw rumors that somebody put a put option on there for $7,500 and made $2 million. I'd have to look into that some more, but I'm just saying, good God. That's really all I have to say about Silicon Valley Bank. Insane. A lot of people lost their asses off of it. A lot of people are going through some rough times financially because of this, and it's a shame. I feel bad about it, but this is just a prime example of what interest rates are doing to Americans. Even on the bank levels, they're getting crushed. In any case, who else is crushing it, but in a good way, is the Lamb fam. We're adding on new analysts that are killing it already. Our team is getting even stronger now. So coming up this week, we are going to be blasting off straight into outer space with all kinds of gains, all kinds of analysts making all kinds of plays. So until Monday, I just want to say thank you for following along with me. I love you guys. I will see you bright and early for the Lamb Fam Breakfast Club. Peace out.